What's up, guys? Today we're going to be talking about Cha-ching! The Vanguards of Scion by Thom. So, guys, this is a dark fantasy tale with multiple characters who are scattered across the realm who don't know it yet, but their paths are about to collide. Let's get into it. So in the Vanguards of Scion, like I said, we're going to be following several characters. Now, straight out the gate, some of them begin to be visited by a very strange, mysterious king, one that is offering them powers beyond belief. But there is a catch. He wants their help in basically ushering in a new age. He wants to bring his kingdom forth into their world. The first thing I want to talk about is going to be Thom's writing, because I think he does a really good job with this large cast of characters in making them all feel like different people. And when you switch perspectives, even the kind of the tone and the flow of the writing almost changes too. So you get a different feel for everybody, so it doesn't just feel like more and more the same. Now, that being said, some of the perspectives feel stiff. It's just like where the writing feels like it's almost been stripped down and it's more of a literal storytelling versus the flowery, buttery prose that some of us, really love. Now, that also, with that being said, though, one of the stiffest perspectives was my favorite. So take it with a grain of salt. Next, I want to talk about the pacing and the story structure, because the pacing is lightning fast. This is a very fast-paced book, which makes it really easy to recommend, because you guys are going to be able to pick this thing up, start it, finish it in no time. Now, the way it's structured with a lot of characters, so we're going to spend a little bit of time with each of them before popping to the next. We're going to get through all of them, and then we're going to come back around and cycle through again. And that's just how we're going to repeat that throughout the story. Now, some people really love this because it keeps things fresh. There's a variety hitting you. I personally don't like this. I want to spend more time with the characters before I make that shift. This is the exact reason I DNF'd Godblind, which is a very highly praised book, and I'm sure that story kicks ass, but it's so hard for me to get into when we're just popping around too fast for my tastes. You know what I mean? So this is a subjective con. Some people will love this style. Me, personally, not my favorite. Next, I want to talk about the characters. There's a pretty large, cast and crew here, so I'm just going to talk about my favorites, and my favorites were actually the first two we get introduced to, and that is Ivanos and Eminora. Now, Ivanos is he's that stiff perspective, so to speak, but I really enjoyed Ivanos. He really reminded me of another character that I played with in a D&D campaign. So it was like I knew Ivanos in another life. So I was really on board with that character regardless, and I had a lot of fun with him. I feel like his character has a lot of cool shit. There's the action, the crazy voices in his head, magical weapons and stuff. It was all there for me to enjoy, and I certainly did. The other character was Eminora, and Eminora is very sassy, dare I say. She's, kind of a bitch, but I love her for that. And she also has, she's got a very interesting animal companion, a raccoon named Bandit. Lots of fun. Next, I want to talk about the book's overall tone. I do think that it's a dark fantasy book. There's plenty of jokes and levity and humor and just kind of regular fantasy stuff as well, though, so I don't place it anywhere near grimdark, but it does have good violence and black magic and all that kind of stuff. When you see a lightning sword slice a motherfucker in half, you're going in the dark fantasy category, all right? But also, with the vibe this book gives off, I know someone said it's like Dragonlance on steroids, and I want to agree. The problem being, as I never really read Dragonlance, but I have played a lot of tabletop, and I do think that fans of tabletop gaming, and especially if you like that kind of vibe in your books, are really going to jump on board with this one. Now, as far as my 2 cents for the slow and the struggling, yes, I think that the Vanguards of Scion could absolutely be for you, especially, like I mentioned, if you're into that tabletop vibe, or if you like a lot of characters where you get to spend a little bit of time with each one before moving on to the next, keeping things fresh. This story could absolutely be worth your time, and the fact that it's such a fast-paced read really makes it easy for me to recommend to you guys. You're going to be able to pick it up, finish it, put it down, feel accomplished in no time. All right? All right. Well, as always, guys, thanks for spending some time down here at the channel. And to Michael Thom, I salute you. Thank you for sending me the book, Michael. And for the rest of you scoundrels, feel free to put a dillies or dot or whatever, you know, the fucking program. Don't give a shit. Bam.